to talk about inductive reasoning. Okay, as you just saw in the video, there is something known as deductive reasoning too. We are not going to be getting into that until a later section. We're just going to focus on inductive reasoning. And so once again, you might remember this from the video. This is probably a little different definition, but it's the process of observing data, recognizing patterns, and making generalizations about those patterns. That's what inductive reasoning is. Okay, the process of observing data, recognizing patterns, and making generalizations about those patterns. Now, we need to define what a conjecture is. And a conjecture is nothing more than a generalization, a conclusion. Okay, so I'll let you get those down and then we'll talk about what's at the bottom of the slide. Now, I don't know if you necessarily need to write down consider the sequence. Once you get there, I think you should be able to stop and we'll look at this. It says consider the sequence 2, 4, 7, 11. Make a conjecture about the rule for generating the sequence. Then find the next 3 terms. So look at 2, 4, 7, 11. What are you doing?
Adding 2 and adding 3 and 4.
Okay, so if we look, we're adding 2 here. I'm adding 3 here. I'm adding 4 here. So what would you add next?
5.
5. And so then what would you get? You would get 16. Then you would add
6.
and get
32.
Get what?
22.
Then you would add
7.
and get
29.
29. So what would a conjecture be? Now I know, but it says make a conjecture about the rule for generating the sequence.
Adding a rule. It'd be like how the pattern goes.
No, but what is the actual rule itself? What are you doing?
Adding by 1.
Doubling.
Taking the previous pattern and adding 1.
You add 2. Then you do what?
Add 3.
Then you do what?
Add 4.
Then you do what? Okay. I mean, you can kind of judge that next would be adding 6, adding 7, adding 8. This is one of those that you can't just say you're like doubling every time or you're like tripling or you're adding 3, adding 4. Okay. With that in mind, I want you to go to page 98 in your book. Now we're actually going to do this investigation as a big group today. Okay, I know sometimes I split you up, but today we're going to do that as a big group. And so it says, look at the sequence of shapes below. Pay close attention to the patterns that occur in every other shape. Notice what they say. The patterns that occur in every other shape. So you're looking at this shape, and this shape. Then you're looking at this shape, and this shape. So let's look at step 1. It says, what patterns do you know in the first, third, and fifth shapes? Yeah, go ahead.
Rotate.
It rotates? Okay. That could be one. What's always shaded? Half of it. A semicircle is always shaded. So let's think about things. What do you think would be the next shape there?
With
The opposite
filled
of
on
the
the
third one.
right.
The what?
Filled the half on the right is filled.
Circle with
And
dark spot on right
and the
and
one on the right.
light
And
spot.
then right here. because that's the only one that hasn't been filled. It's kind of like we're going counterclockwise, because we're starting at the top, then we're working our way to the left, then the bottom, then the right. Let's look at the next step. What patterns do you notice in the second, fourth, and sixth shapes? So things to look for. Yeah, more sides, but let's actually be a little bit more specific about the number of sides. So we go 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It always has a dot.
And the
Two
dot
empty
on-
ones.
It always has a dot at the top,
And
Two
the
and
two at the bottom. So how many sides would be in the next shape?
9.
9. Wow.
Newer color.
That'd be fun. Okay. So notice it says draw the next 2 shapes in the sequence. So we got to draw that. 9-sided figure. Whew. This could be fun.
It's in here somewhere.
No, we gotta make it look all fancy.
So there's 1, 2, 3. What do we do? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So there we go. And then here we go. 1, 2. Okay, it says use the patterns you discovered to draw the 25th shape. So now this is what we need to think. The 25th is going to be, it's an odd number, right? So basically, I've got 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay? 1, 3, 5, 7. So what would the 9th shape look like?
It was not top half.
So 9,
10,
11,
11,
13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25. Tricky.
okay? So that's one of those things, since there's patterns here, all you have to do is look for patterns. Okay? Now obviously, if we drew the 26th shape, the 26th shape would be what?
A lot of
A lot. It'd be a lot of sides because that's going to be like the pink ones here. So it says describe the 30th shape in the sequence.
Yes.
You do not have to draw it. So let's think about things. So here's my 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th. Now, the best thing to do here is look at the number of sides in relation to the number of shape they are. Okay? How many sides did this first one have?
3.
3. How many sides did this next one have?
5.
Oh.
7.
What's the relationship between
Oh.
number of sides and the number of the
The
figures?
sides are one more than
The sides are one more. So a 30th shape is going to have how many sides?
31.
So we're going to have a 31-sided figure.
It would be like a
With-
One solid dot on the bottom and two
With one solid dot at the top.
top, yeah. And two not on the bottom.
And 2 open dots on the bottom or on the base. Okay? So this is one of those things that you're just going to have to kind of think. You're going to have to look for relationships. Okay, look for patterns. All right? Now for some people this is really easy. They pick up on it. For other people it might be a struggle, and it's going to be one of those that it might be tough for you, but that's okay. Just hang with it. Do the best you can. That's all I can ask. This is what I need you to do now on pages 98 through 100. Now, if you get going, you should be able to get mostly done with this. So I need you to do 1 through 18. And then I need you to do 22 through 23. Okay, 1 through 18, 22 through 23.